Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ZSR and welcome to the Minish Any Percent Tournament 2024. It's lower finals, second to last match of the tournament. We're almost there. Myth going up against Nitros, and we'll find out who is gonna be the second finalist of the tournament. Without further ado, let's switch over and let's hand it off to Martin and to PK. Take it away. It's all yours.
Thank you. What's up, everyone?
Hello, hello. This is the day. Today we know.
It's gonna be an exciting match.
Exciting race. This is still a BO1, right? Like it's a.
Yeah.
Only the final is in best of 3. So, shall we introduce the runners? On the left. No, wait. I want to begin with Nitros. So on the right, you have Nitros, the child prodigy. He plays that game 12 hours a day and beats everyone. He's like 16. On the left, you have Myth, the biggest nerd of Minish Cap. If you want to know anything, any graph, any data, he will tell you. Also, he has a beard, and he's been engaged for like a few weeks.
Yeah, this is all factually correct.
Actually,
especially on the Nitro side.
Especially on Nitro's side.
Well, they're both pretty great runners, and I very much think this will be a close race, because not only are their PBs pretty close, but I do think they're pretty similar in consistency. So I'm hoping for a good one here.
I haven't seen them run much lately, but I've been missing in action, basically, so don't take my word for anything. The real question, though, is who are you rooting for, Martin?
Oh, who am I rooting for? This is interesting. Well,
you shouldn't think about it too much. Like,
okay,
it should be natural.
Well, I guess I will be rooting for Nitrous then. He is my best friend, pretty much. But you know, I'm not biased here.
I'm not
just
biased.
Excited.
I'm not biased at all either. I mean, Myth helped me with my Minish Cap event,
Myth.
And on the other hand, Nitros slept in my bed, so I don't really know which one I like better.
I'm both
gonna
awesome
say Nitros.
guys.
Yeah, for sure. But
Myth is great. He's done so much for the community. It's actually
he has
crazy.
done a lot.
Like...
I mean, when I was calling him a Team C nerd, it was actually a compliment.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything.
Like, he knows everything. He's done so much to contribute to like tutorials, like setting up events, just anything, like figuring out tricks, glitch hunting. This guy has pretty much done it all. He knows everything. It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Nitrous, on the other hand, like, I think, as your description was pretty valid, like, he's kind of like the kind of guy that just grinds 1,000 hours and then beats everyone. Because he's just that kind of guy.
I mean, you know what they say, right? It doesn't matter how good you are. There is a 12 years old Asian somewhere that's doing better than you. Well, that guy is Nitros, basically. Even though he's from Sweden.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of love for Nitros in the chat. Let's go. So, shall we explain what's going on in the game right now, or do we not care? I mean, it's at the intro. If you're following the tournament, you probably have seen a few races already. So basically, until minute 10, we can talk about something else.
Well, we're just kind of doing the intro. It's pretty chill. I don't know what happened, but it looks like Nitro's already like a second ahead, or even more. Or maybe I need to refresh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened during the sync, but
okay, no, there's sync now.
Explains the lore. All right, I can explain all the lore you want. So basically, Zelda is kind of a brat, because Link was just chill, sleeping in his bed, and she's like, wake up, and you don't wake up people before like noon or 2 p.m. at least. That's like just called ethics. And well, then Link has to get up and do stuff. And as we will see very soon, doing stuff is the first step to destruction and to like bad things happening. And yes, this explains his very nice haircut.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I look like when I wake up. Well, it's like 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. No, the joke.
That's actually funny because I look like Zelda's hair when I wake up, so I guess we're both in the game.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, actually, you do look like that.
And in a few years, I will look like the minister right next to Link.
Like race who looks like the minister first, you or me?
I don't know. It might be you, honestly.
Okay.
Anyway, as I was saying, doing stuff is the first step to bad things happening. Here, Vali, who is a big emo guy. You can see it because he's dressed in all purple and he has probably like makeup on his face or something. We'll see soon enough. And since he's an emo, he likes to play with sword and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I want that sword. And the guards are like, no, that's part of the museum. You can't have it. And then Vat is like, yeah, exactly. He's like, it's not a phase. And he breaks the chest and take it.
Out of rage.
Exactly.
And then he like gets Zelda stoned because
that's what you
do.
do.
They're just in their phase like that. Sometimes you just get kind of like stoned, you know. But Link just taking a quick nap again because Zelda just did wake him up way too early.
Yeah, right.
So he probably slept for like another like 5 to 6 hours, right?
Just to finish off his night. And then he realized, hey, everybody there, why is it my birthday or something? And they're like, no, actually, you need to unfreeze Zelda. And Link, being a nice guy, is like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll do it, even though she wakes me up way too often.
Yeah, like, sometimes you just gotta step up for your childhood friends, you know?
Exactly. And then Link, having no time to waste, is just rolling everywhere. Actually trying to cosplay Sonic, but
imagine not being blue. Like a guard in the castle.
Yeah, you're like, yo, what the fuck is
you go,
that
Link,
kid
save
doing?
Zelda, and then he just starts rolling on the floor. That's crazy.
Like, chill. I mean, like, you can take the stairs. I mean. But anyway, right now Link is going to go to the Minish forest because apparently you need to be tiny to be able to unfreeze Zelda.
Yeah, so there's apparently this like weird legendary sword, and then there's this guy named Minish. There's one Minish.
Only one.
There's only one, and he always like dresses up and moves before like Link sees him. So like you might think there's a lot, like a whole village, but it's only one guy. And he can like make the sword, but I'll have to find him first. And wait, who's that? Looks like a kind of weird guy, mate.
And then you have a dog that's being bullied by Octoroks. Octoroks are basically, I don't know, like those red thing. I have no jokes prepared for that. But then the duck is actually speaking, which is quite insane. Like in Shrek, when the lady has a talking donkey, she's like, I'm gonna sell that. Yeah. And Link is actually considering it, seeing how he's only at 25 rupees. And to buy a brioche is like 10 rupees. So let's say it's bread. So bread is 10 rupees. So with 25, you can't really buy much.
Yeah, true. Like if you're going on like a adventure, you will have to like bring a lot of food, right? So
yeah, and a lot of
money. Maybe in the future we'll get like some mushrooms, maybe, or something.
Yeah,
it'll cost a lot
more.
I heard like the economy in Hyrule is a bit messed up, so like mushrooms go for like $60. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, that's basically where we are at in California or something, from what I've heard. I don't know, I don't live in Cali, but...
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, so both of them tried to get the first cycle on the lily pad, but they failed miserably, even though it's really easy. Like it's a
Yeah, it's
it's
basically
frame
free.
perfect, so basically free.
Mhm.
And then they enter the Minish village. As Martin said, there's only one Minish, so here we can see he actually used cloning jutsu from Naruto.
Yeah, and like he's just talking gibberish to throw us off, so that we
Yeah.
don't even like think about that they all look the same. Because
But
like if you
luckily,
think about it, if you get 6 people that all look the same,
yeah, and they're all
like
talking
they
to
have
you.
to distract you by just talking some random language you've never heard of. But luckily, there's this like nut kind of thing that doesn't even look like a nut. Like let's be real.
Yeah, it looks like
But
I
it's
don't know, like lips and maybe a strawberry, if anything.
yeah, like a
Z-
cherry or something.
The lips
Well,
cherry.
we can now understand the guy, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And then he tells us you have to get the elements for the sword, and wow, surprise, surprise, there's one just right around the corner, so go get it.
yep. That's exactly what Link is going to do. So luckily, this priest actually knows how to speak our language, so he actually told us where to find that nut. And then we enter Deepwood Shrine, the best dungeon. Sub 10 for Nitro's 955 event, that's really good. And Myth must have had some issues, because entering at like 10:06 is
06.
unusual.
Yeah. For like top runners like this, especially on the Switch version, which they're both playing.
No, Myth is playing on Emu.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's playing that. Okay. Yeah,
But-
it's just that honestly. Like Switch is just so insanely OP that like 1006 on MU is basically a 955 on Switch. Let's be real here.
Yep.
Anyway.
And so this is a tutorial dungeon, as you can see, with all the trash mobs like slugs and weird armored mushrooms. The real monsters are going to appear later.
Hmm.
And yeah, tutorial dungeon, you just put some fire everywhere, so you commit arson, and you destroy the local wildlife. But since you're Minish, it's like less impactful, as if you were regular sized, I assume.
Yeah, but like think about the micro organisms. Like you're killing so many microorganisms.
Oh yeah,
That must be bad for the environment.
it has to like have some effects on the macroscopic scale. You are definitely
Yeah.
right. But yeah, back to business. This dungeon is full of Ezlo triggers. If you walk into them, you are fine. If you roll into them, you lose some time. It's some weird coding issue
Yeah.
that Myth will explain to you on the final when he commented Nitros versus Session. I am not taking sides.
Well, sadly, he's running right now, so he can't really be doing the explaining.
Yeah, but he
Has
will
something
explain on
to
the
do
final.
with like when you roll into them. I think like, don't quote me on this, but I swear to God, Myth once said that it's a glitch to walk into them.
Yes,
And
actually,
it's
you are
actually-
expected to have
Yeah.
the delay.
Yeah, exactly. But we love cheating, so
Yep.
we'll
And
be
so
walking into all of them.
exactly, and thus my new essay will be about how walking into Ezlo trigger should be banned in glitchless.
Oh yeah,
It's,
I'll be awaiting that.
me too, honestly, for a long time. But anyway, so this room is
They're
quite
taking
awful.
a lot of damage there. 'Cause-
Yeah.
And the slugs are in like pretty bad RNG, where they like went into the corner and then bunched up in a way that you can't roll through them, because usually you can roll and then get a couple frames of invincibility and not take damage. Wow, Nitrous getting a recovery heart there. I've never seen that one before, if I'm honest.
It's not guaranteed, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think either.
Well,
Alright, so Nitros is fighting
maybe
Major
it was
Pillar.
just all planned.
Maybe it was. And Myth is actually going to fight him as well. It's basically a big worm that you kill because, as we said, Link is destroying some local wildlife. It takes 2 cycles. If you ever see someone getting 3 cycles, well, it's kind of like the hurt piece of shame in Link's Awakening. That person has to instantly reset.
Yeah. Exactly.
Else the run is invalid. And then the best part of the game, the lily pad.
Fucking. Oh, yeah, the lily pad, exactly. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the lily pad, pretty awesome here. You, like, control it with the gust jar, but everything sucks, and...
Literally.
The mobs suck, and Link sucks.
And the gust jar sucks.
Mostly blowing, so...
But yeah, basically you have optimal movement that Nitro is doing pretty good, and Myth is having some issues. But what would you want if you look at Nitro's screen? Is perfect. You want to keep some momentum to go on the left. It's a tiny optimization, but the kind of stuff that when you don't get it, you just want to destroy everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And Myth got it as well. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, the big part of this is just, like, avoiding the pestos.
Yep,
They are so insanely annoying, and if you get hit in the water, it's just, like, all over, basically. Like, you might as well just reset and quit the race.
And by pesto, what Martin means is the weird flying mosquitoes, not the sauce you put on your spaghetti. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what pesto is made out of?
Nah, you do.
Wow. Anyway, we are getting the boss key and going straight to the boss. And this one is just... It's a very normal sized chew.
Yep. Nothing
is weird about it. At all. I think, like, do you think it's all like an illusion? Like, what if, like, the actual Link is like...
Whipping balls, because he died when Vardy shot him the first ball of energy.
What if this is all a dream? This is actually Link's Awakening.
What if it's not a chew, but a flying whale?
Wait. Anyway, you, like, stuck him a little bit, and then he just falls over, because it's kind of rude to
suck on people's feet, exactly, and...
without consent.
And when you do that, the other person just falls. That's what happens, and then you can hit them with a sword and kill them, basically. This is not legal advice, by the way.
It's also not illegal advice.
This is not advice at all.
Yeah, just do not do this. And I'm just getting a nice fight. You got
pretty good fight, yeah.
Dash at the end. Myth getting the jumps. It's a bit
So
slower.
With the jump, you can skip the last jump, but it's very tricky and tight. So Nitro's got a sub 1720, which is insanely good. I've got like 2 of those in my entire life. And Myth is gonna get a time that I'm more familiar with, 1733.
Yeah.
Both are pretty good time. I mean, when you are beginning, you want to aim for a sub 18. Even not beginning, I would say when you are like medium level, you want to get sub 18 all the time. And then
I would say maybe for Myth's level, like a sub 1730 would be
average.
It's a bit slower, but it's alright. You can recover. There's much to go on this run.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then, so on Nitro screen, you can see that Link is getting some bombs from a small house outside of the village, probably from the crazy lunatic who tries to blow everything off all the time, which is why people banished him.
Well,
And, oh,
it's
nice
like the
manip.
same guy, right?
Yeah,
So,
actually, yes.
wouldn't it be kind of OP to like that guy is like insanely good, right? Because he can just he's so fast.
He
He
is
can just go
really
anywhere
fast.
before Link.
Maybe we should ask him to save Zelda instead of letting Link do it. I mean, he's definitely faster.
Yeah, and
So,
he also already knows where everything is.
yeah.
Why do we have to do this? Well,
And
I
speaking
guess
of,
he can't talk to this awesome guy because he's a Minish, so we'll have to do the talking to hurdy-gurdy because we need some kinstones.
yep.
But we hate him, so, you know.
So basically, here you have an adult that's followed by some children who see a children entering the city, and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to him," and he's giving him a gift from his bag, and it's actually a kinstone. Kinstones are one of the main mechanic of this game. Like you have sculpturas in OOT, I think, and other stuff in other Zelda games, like the small shrimp in
It's
a
basically
link
like
between
the
worlds.
quest system in this game, right? Like, you'll fuse a kinstone with someone, and then you go on a quest to get whatever unlocked.
Yep, something appears on the map, and
Right.
you actually don't need to do anything, of course. And here, Nitro is doing the first real glitch? Question mark. The kind of respawning thingy
surely,
that Myth will do in a minute.
Yeah, you can pretty much only respawn on like actual tiles that are not the road tiles, so while we're walking on the road, we can void out in the water and then respawn on the ground and just skip past the guard, and it saves like, ooh, Myth almost forgetting to get the bottle. That would have been
That
devastating.
would have been pretty sad, yep. So here we got the bottle. When I was a kid, it took me like weeks to notice that there's a crack on the wall here. Like I explored all of Chrono and I was like, I don't know where to go. Well, all of Chrono, like the first room. Because
Yeah.
you actually need the bottle instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is just so good at like leading you,
stuff.
right?
Yeah. And so there
You
are
can't really do
in
like
Chrono.
anything out of order in this game. Like,
It's really
game is
difficult.
pretty much, what do you call it, linear?
Yeah, linear or like entirely locked.
Yeah. It's not really like, at least like main story wise, it's not really open at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, but all the rest you can do in any order you want, all the side quests kind of thing. But I mean that's to be expected. And there we
Yeah.
see Nitro is grabbing some radioactive water because this is like Mount Doom, like a Death Mountain, Mount Chronal. And so we're going to grow a gigantic plant. And in order to do that, we are not going to feed it some lazy or nasty water.
Like, Link really is on a quest to destroy the entire ecosystem, like dumping radioactive waste on like plant life. It's kind of weird if you think about it.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
he'll do anything for his girl, you know.
either that or he wants to take revenge on, well, Zelda being the princess of this land since she woke him up way too early. Also, I see both of them equip the bottle on B, and well, that just makes me uncomfortable.
It's just like a display of skill, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Just
like,
no wrong move taken here.
it's like a flex on the game. Like, yeah, I am in control.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Nitro's getting hit there, both pestos being on the left side. That's very unlucky.
It's just unlucky. Most of the time you're fine if you go on the left, but not this
Yeah,
time.
can just happen. Oh, yeah, so growing
Alright.
this insanely tall bean.
Yeah, turns out this plant actually craves radioactive waste, so
Yeah, maybe we should try dumping some radioactive waste on plants to see like their reaction.
maybe.
Can't
But
be that
once
bad of an
again,
idea.
it's not legal advice. Once again,
Yeah,
I-
it's you know,
I guess it's
just
just
an
because
idea.
I guess it's just because those that radioactive waste is full of electrolytes somehow, and the plants crave electrolytes, right? I've seen that in a movie. Right, so here we encounter the second deku scrub where we're gonna buy the grip ring, because for some reason Link never went to PE in middle school, and so he doesn't know how to climb walls.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
he probably just slept through all of his like classes, just never went to school.
You know what? That actually makes a lot of sense.
That's why he also like wasn't able to speak the language from earlier because he just never paid attention.
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy. We were finding everything about like
everything makes sense. Like
finding out everything about Link here.
we have to go to school, learn English or Spanish or French or German, but Link only has one language to learn, the Minish language, and he didn't
Yeah, he didn't.
manage.
Oh man.
So this part is very stressful, and Nitro's okay. He kind of screwed up at the beginning, but luckily the enemies were nice. Because there sometimes a slight miscalculation can be awful, and this screen on Nitro screen is very important. Martin, I will let you the honor.
Yeah, I mean that screen, it just makes you like.
Question everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Like when you enter that screen, you see the massive raindrops, and you just kind of get a new perspective on life. Because what are we really, if not just tiny humans in a massive world where massive raindrops? Ooh, Myth going for the frame perfect roll here, missing it, sadly. Kind of a swag strat.
We respect that, but
We respect that. We respect the swag. Where was I? It doesn't matter.
the meaning of
We
life,
did
but
some block
as-
pushing. I mean,
but-
the meaning of life is kind of like older pushing, right? Maybe not the meaning of life, but life itself.
I mean, that's kind of the Sisyphus myth. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
From where you are, maybe Link is actually Sisyphus there. He will
Yeah,
just
and
push
he's
some
on an
rocks
unending task of saving Zelda over and over,
and over again. Yep, in multiple lives, universes.
The
such.
god Nintendo will just never let him stop. This is crazy. I've never like thought about the Zelda franchise this much.
And in a way, maybe we broke the curse recently because Link didn't save Zelda, but Zelda saved Link finally.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe he was just completely fed up. He's just like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then Zelda's like, get back to work.
And he's like, no, for once you save me.
Well,
Okay,
after
both
all
of them
this
killed
amazing
the-
pushing.
Both of them kill the Elmozors with the Ghost Jar, so this race is officially blessed.
Ooh.
Don't forget to grab that rupee. And then Nitro is about to enter the Melary Mines.
And
Is
I
it
just on
Melary?
pretty low. Yeah, Melary. I just on pretty low health here. I'll definitely grab some hearts. I think Myth will probably avoid them. I think usually at 2 hearts.
Yeah,
Is what most runners go for.
unless he takes some serious damage in the next section, he should be be fine. Also, this is not how you reforge a sword. I will never stop saying that because it's important knowledge. So I think those guys are a fraud. I mean, this guy, again, it's only
This
one guy.
Yeah. He's kind of weird. Like, how does he even know all of these things? Maybe he just set everything up for you.
I mean,
maybe he is body.
I mean,
body.
It cannot be. Vadi is a human, is not a Minish, and Minish, all Minishes are one guy. That's all we know for now.
Yeah, the lore will for sure reveal itself, I'm sure.
And so Cave of Flames, the second dungeon, the one where the action begins for real, let's say. It's full of RNG, and everything that's not RNG is actually trick heavy, basically.
Yeah.
And also it had the minecarts, just like the Oracle games, except that those ones are actually fast.
Yeah, minecarts are awesome. Sadly, we only use this one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, we don't. That's a lie.
We use
I'm just lying for fun here.
The one in the room afterwards. Yep.
Yeah.
What the cane.
Well,
pretty nice RNG from Nitros.
I'm getting the left one fast.
Can't really get anything better than that.
Yeah. That was nice.
We can appreciate Link screaming in like 1 second. Beautiful. And yeah, Cave of Flames. So in this dungeon, we will use what we call angle retention in a few minutes. So basically, when you play as Link, you can have 4 different facing. And oh my god, Myth got the worst RNG possible.
I kind of like messed up here, if we're honest. You know, I don't want to. We have no filter here. Well, that's not true, but you know. He kind of did mess up. They were 3 on the bottom like Nitros, but he just kind of only sucked up 1, which is unfortunate.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's fine. Lost a couple of seconds. Oh, Nitro.
Nitro's being a good sport. He decided to give a warm bath.
Wow.
Is that a roller bite?
I really hate that one roll bite in
that was good. But yeah, basically, when you play as Link, you can have 4 different facing direction. But when you exit a hole, you can actually exit kind of in a diagonal way, and so you have 8 different facing possible. But as soon as you press something else than the diagonal, you lose that angle that's stored in a variable somewhere. But if you manage to keep it, you can pull stuff diagonally. And as it turns out, that chest is located exactly where you can go through the loading zone in that door frame. And so with having an object on top of the other, you can delete it. But the loading zone on the far right of the room still exists, and it's actually a plane or a line that goes all the way. And so the idea is to roll out of bounds and touch that right as you are on the bridge, which Nitros did very nicely.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty scary, since if you end up below or above the bridge, you will be soft locked.
Yeah.
So they
that being said,
all of their own strats. They know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's get on the bridge.
There's some very convenient and consistent strats nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, let's go.
Well.
And then that
Very
fight
nice.
is very scripted, always the same. You do a spin attack there. You absolutely want to hit the bottom one. Top one, you have time to slash him twice if you need. And then, well, it was a slight delay, but overall, a nice fight.
Yeah, still a little bit too close to the top one, so he didn't do the jump, but it's fine. Can go much worse than that, for sure.
For sure.
Nitros is gonna set up for another angle retention abuse trick here by putting that one roll in the wall, and then doing 2 more angle retentions to pull the lever in the exact spot. We can grab onto it with a 3rd angle retention and get damage boosted on top, like the 2nd layer, and we can just walk into the boss room. It's pretty nice.
And since Nitros is kind of how do I say it without being too mean? He's kind of weak and scared of dying, so he decided to grab a fairy. I don't think Myth is gonna grab that one because he's known for not grabbing it.
A little bit of time, as well. So maybe he won't. Ooh, that's fine.
Okay, the roller bite went up, so that's good. And so Nitros demonstrated an insane trick that is called Glyrock Quick Cane Shot that only top runners do. I think there's only Toads and him doing that. So basically what you do is you go slightly to the right and then you use the cane very quickly so that you can do the first cycle very quickly. Just like that.
Myth, grab the fairy. It's a race. It's fine.
Yeah. Safety.
Safety is pretty needed. They're already on low health, both of them, in the fight. So
luckily, the fires are full of health. Still, Myth failed that instant trick. It's actually frame perfect, I think, but it's okay. He got his second try. That it doesn't lose a lot of time.
Yeah, but Nitro's gonna go for the biggest skip in the run here. It's called Glyrock Skip, and he got it. If you kill the boss on the bottom, it actually saves an insane amount of time, and he got it.
2 seconds?
Wow.
It's maybe 1.5.
It's a massive time save.
Oh, definitely.
Ooh, Myth. Glyrock was in a really weird position there where you couldn't hit him from the top.
Yeah, at least he didn't get hit, because if you do get hit by Glyrock Fire Breath, Link becomes really hot. Hotter than he is naturally. And then he runs everywhere, and you have to it's really easy to fall in the lava.
Let's see if Myth is gonna get Glyrock Skip here. It's pretty tight, and also just RNG. Really unfortunate. Glyrock going to the right side here.
Well, at least he didn't die on Glyrock, because that's the boss that you can die on.
Yeah, purely. He has a fairy anyway, right? He doesn't need it.
Exactly. And so, of course, we lied. The fairy is very much needed for a glitch there, which is, to be invincible. Basically, if you try to read, which is something we do not recommend as only nerds read, but if you try to do it while you are dropping a fairy, you can walk through stuff and be invincible. And by doing that, you can lure a rock beetle and put him in that spot where you can be squeezed against a fence and just get launched like a freaking trebuchet.
Yeah, you got kind of clipped into the wall, and then you just jump down as if it was just a wall where you could jump down, It is a 2 pixels. You have 2 pixels of leeway, so it's pretty tight. And if you are kind of too slow, or you go too far down, it gets all messed up. So this trick is pretty difficult. Nitro's getting it very fast first try.
Yeah.
Check out Myth here on the channel clip.
Let us see.
Yeah, nice.
We had time. Be good.
That was kind of clutch.
Very nice.
Oh, that was clutch. He messed up the sword turn, but then he still got another chance. That was nice.
Yep. And then basically you go out of bounds and you climb down very quickly, and then you want to go Oh my
Ooh,
god, he got the...
Myth going for the swag strat. That's just kind of like a 50-50, and he just got it.
Yeah,
That
it said like
saves
5 seconds, I think.
5, yeah. I think like 8 or something. I don't know.
Let's say 8.
But it's a 50-50 whether that works or softlocks you, and he got it, so that's nice, I guess. Made up some time.
Yeah. And Nitros rolls into a rock, because apparently that's what kids do nowadays. But the whole point of that trick on the Monchronal was to skip a cutscene and to skip a red sword requirement. So basically, since you have 2 elements now, you can upgrade the sword and you have the cloning mechanics, and well, you can bypass all of that if you don't go through that cave. And that's what they did, basically. And there, so the farmer was locked out of his house. Don't ask how, he just did. And the thing is, Link, who is not really known by the countryside people, was well, he broke inside thanks to his Minish powers. And as he got out and gave them their key back, instead of being alarming and not knowing what happened, the farmer just said, "Oh, cool, thanks. Well, come inside my house. It's free. Come on, bro." But now we can go through and actually go do what Martin was talking about earlier, which is buy some mushrooms, because after getting stoned, Zelda might not need some mushrooms, but Link wants to try some.
Yeah, he would love to join her. It like does look pretty chill to just be like just stoned there, standing there. Well, maybe not, but you know, he will gift the mushrooms to someone else, since there's always someone that needs them more than you do, you know?
Yeah.
And after Link destroyed the environment, like, okay, I just thought about this, right? So, like, you might think this is like a nice deed of him to just gift his mushrooms, but what he's actually doing is just creating a new drug addict. So it's just really a nice thing to do. And it is for his personal gains as well. He's getting some free boots out of this.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you are giving me your boots and I will give you your fix. And the poor Ram, being completely addicted, is like, okay, sure, take them, take my boots. Link is actually a bully.
Yeah, Link is really the villain of this entire series here. We're slowly finding out.
And then thanks to the boots, it can now run. So I assume before that it was going barefoot somehow. And it's now entering the swamp. And the only reason you need boots in the swamp is because it's all sticky and gross. And so you cannot walk barefoot in the swamp. Else you would catch all sorts of nasty diseases.
And maybe that's why Link rolls, because he wants like the least amount of contact with his feet to the ground.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't wanna be rolling in the mud, right? But rolling in the dirt is fine.
I mean, there's also another reason. It's that since Ezlo is on his head, the more harm he can cause to him, the better. So that's why Link rolls everywhere. Each time he rolls, actually, you can hear some ha or her. You think that's Link, it's actually Ezlo screaming in pain.
Ah, okay. I see you. Well, Link is gonna, like, just manipulate the entire course of the world now, and he's gonna make the grass drop some kinstones and destroying the environment again. And seems like he got the man up, and he's gonna try to continue the man up a little bit further to manipulate an enemy right here on the right side, the P-Hat. He's gonna relocate the P-Hat from its natural environment to a new one, also just probably illegal, but you know.
Yeah, and
then he is gonna abuse the P-Hat, blowing it and then putting
running
it
over
on
it, and nice first try. That's pretty hard to do. One thing you
Yeah.
really need to understand about that trick is that it's entirely dependent on if the Piat is going to cooperate or not, and the N in Piat stands for nice. So most of the time he's not cooperating. But
Yeah.
Nitro's got it, and he's gonna do another manipulation. But let's
that was
see
pretty clean.
what Myth is doing.
Yeah, he
Which
failed the
manip is
manip
doing.
right at the start here. This manip is very finicky because in the swamp the RNG like is constantly changing.
Yeah.
So you're basically like doing God,
Nitro's just fell.
Nitro's just falling down the hole there. That is not part of the manip. He's gonna have to restart.
Yep.
And Myth having a bit of trouble with like the very start of the manip here. It's kind of unlucky. Because basically you're trying to like delay time for RNG to change and getting the kinstones, and if you're like too fast or too slow,
Yep. And
everything
then
messes up.
Nitro is gonna do the best trick in the game, Armo Sandwich. Basically, you you will see it later. But basically, the idea is that you want to be squeezed in between the two Armoses, which is perfectly consensual because Link said yes, and the Armos are one is asleep, so I guess it's not perfectly consensual, but more on that later. But the idea is that you get squeezed in between the two of them, and you can grab the lever instead of having to like clone and then kill one or yada yada.
Yeah, well, we can't really clone at all anyway, since we don't even have the red sword at this point,
yeah.
so this is required. And Myth does get the P-Ham man up at least first try. Yeah, he is still a bit behind, but he should have been a lot more behind. Nitro's messing up.
Yeah, it's
Armor's
actually helping him.
Definitely made the race closer than it is supposed to be right now.
And there, you would think that after getting the holy sandwich, the manip is over, but no, it actually goes all the way to the dark nut charging in the next room. Here, you have 2 RNG possible if you don't mess up the movement, and so we stole some tech from the Oracle's games where we listen to the sound of the rolls. Because, as we said earlier, you can roll and have some ha or hey, and it basically tells you on which RNG you are, so you can correct it. And here, Nitro should get a Darknut charge, and after killing it, a green kinstone.
Okay, just
He
forgot
messed
to
it
do
up.
a slash. So that's kind of unfortunate. So you're supposed to get a kinstone, as you said. He's gonna have to manipulate the Armos again. This time I'm gonna clip him through a block, and then he's also gonna have to get a kinstone, backup kinstone from that Armos manipulation. Maybe Myth is gonna get the Dark Nut man up instead. Doing the backup really only loses a couple seconds, but
Yeah.
you know, that's what adds up over time.
Myth did
Let's
the
see.
extra roll somewhere else, but he got the
Yeah, he gets
kinstone,
it. Nice.
so that's cool.
That guy knows his backups, or maybe it was just his man up. I don't know. Personally,
I think he
pretty
did it
interesting.
differently.
Yeah, Nitro is getting a bad pattern here.
Yep, he's not gonna be able to get the kinstone there, but he has 2 more options. He can get it. He can get one at the end of that dungeon, or he can get one in London Ranch before entering droplets.
Yeah, for that particular kinstone, there is a lot of backups, which is nice. Unlike the ones in the swamp and the one from Armo Sandwich. But yeah, Nitro is also doing a glitch there with the portal where you use an item on the portal, and then if you do that with the moments, it clanks you. to be like a tile above, and then you can jump up and get damage boosted to go on top of the wall again and go straight to the boss, skipping like a entire half. Myth also getting it first try. Nice.
Yeah, so basically in this dungeon you do a manip, and then you get an item, and then you do another manip, and then you fight the boss. Which is, depending who you ask, the best dungeon or the worst. Because you manip everything.
Surely there's not like any person that thinks this is the best dungeon.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine that. This is by far like from entering the swamp to maybe even entering the next dungeon after this. This is by far the hardest and also worst part of the game. It's so difficult to get all of these man-ups and get them right, and then if you don't, you have to do the backups, and it's all just so
Nitro's
annoying.
got such good RNG. You got bottom right, bottom left, and bottom.
Wow, okay. That's nice.
It's gonna be a sub 50 ocarina. I remember back in the days when Subaru was a very, very, very good time.
Yeah.
And he grabbed the heart because he was very low on health, and well, he needed some health back, but it's okay. It's a race.
Yeah, he needs the health here to do this backup man-up.
Oh, actually, you're right. I was actually
Yeah.
messing up with that.
For like man-ups that give you drops, you do need at least 1.5 hearts. For all other man-ups, it's completely doesn't matter. So yeah, he just 2 digs here to get the Kinstone. It's a pretty nice man-up, but it's also weirdly finicky, I guess.
Yeah,
I will skip the heart here.
Exactly. I tried it not that long ago, and it's super tight.
Yeah. But it is very fast and easy to retry, so it's nice. So there's some time loss after all, so Myth getting closer and closer.
Yeah, it's not that far behind. And now, since we did a lot of stuff lately in the run, both runner kind of agreed to do some side quest, and since Tingle is the true hero of all the Zelda games, it was like agreed upon that this would be the side quest to do for this race, which is why they grabbed the 4 green Kinstones.
Yeah, so here we see why Myth skipped the heart. You want to be low health for this, and also, yeah, if you grab the heart container, you get full health back, and so Nitrous needed to damage down all the way to half a heart, and Myth had to take 1 hit, so it's getting closer and closer here. But they are both setting up here with this low health for a death abuse. Basically, if you die, the frame you enter a door, the door stays open and you don't enter it. And that allows us to do an ocarina glitch, which is a very powerful glitch where you... Ooh, what is... okay. Nitro's getting the wrong frames here. You're looking out for a certain... at least on his strat, you're looking out for certain frames of the bomb flashing, and he like just kind of buffered past the frame. Myth, on the other hand, doing a setup here where you don't have to like rely on buffering. So Myth... he is ahead now.
Yep, but Myth walked into a Nether trigger which cancelled his ocarina glitch.
So Nitros
is back ahead. Let's go. And so all that was needed. Okay, no, you're fine.
I thought
all that was needed to get to that Tingle because, well, we don't have the red sword, so we can get to him any other way.
Okay, that was yes, this is what I was talking about with this section of the game, it just doesn't stop. You have trick after trick, man-up after man-up, and as we see here, many ways to fail both.
Yeah.
So it's quite tight right now. Just pretty cool. Well, not just jumping in the water. And we're doing a little trip to this guy, Stranger. He's also has a Kinstone fusion to open up
An egg.
an egg.
I mean, that's basically an egg, like a cracked egg.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Like my eggs usually aren't like gray and flat, but
You
maybe-
think
I
it's
don't know what's going
gray?
on in France. I can't.
It looks white to me, but
White?
I don't know. Kinda white.
Definitely looks gray to me. Well,
We'll see.
we'll see.
that
We'll
later.
see. Anyway, just going to fuse with the last angle here. And this was actually not just a for fun side quest that's optional. We actually have to do this for this route. Unlocking all 4 tangles and all 4 trees in Hyrule Field will allow us to get the magical boomerang, which
And
we
also-
need in order to skip, do a big skip in the next dungeon. Yeah.
Yep, and also it's another chance to destroy the environment in Hyrule, so why not?
Yeah, just destroying some trees. And then lighting torches inside of the tree, like to just like have them burn up from the
Definitely
inside.
not a fire hazard. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so right after this, we will have to do another one of those death abuses.
Which is why they grabbed another ferry. But this time on Lake House, and I'm pretty sure they're both going to do exactly the same thing as for London Ranch, which is for Nitros use the slow buffering strat, and for Myth use the setup, which hasn't changed since 2016.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Shoutouts to Schnee, who discovered the setup years ago, and it's still being used because it's just such a good setup. The only thing you really have to look out for that setup is that you have to press A and B on the same frame, but, you know, some people do prefer the Aslo buffering. That does include me. I like the Aslo buffer strat.
I've never learned how to do it. Ooh, Myth almost died there.
Yeah. So yeah, Myth doing the setup here, and Nitro's getting the Aslo buffering just fine and getting the OG.
Let's go, first try.
A really bad thing about this is that if you enter the house with the OG at all, you will have to reset.
Yep.
The trick, not the run, if you save, that is. But they are both doing a method of Ocarina glitch, which basically prevents you from entering the house or stairs.
Which is called OG Modern, because it was discovered way later, way after. Ooh, nice. The classic.
Nitrous actually just doesn't do it, so I was lying.
Oh, he's
yeah,
not
so
doing
you're-
Modern on Lake House either?
I didn't actually see that, but he didn't do it right there.
Yeah, right there he tried it. And got it
Yeah, like
instantly.
if you enter the stairs, it loses like 6 seconds every
At
single
least.
time. And then, yeah, on like normal stairs. On Lake House, it loses a lot more. And with like just sliding past the door with the way Myth did it, it supposedly prevents you from entering.
Yep.
You
And
still
then we
have to
have-
do it right though.
And then we have the best part of the game, ice physics. And since Link didn't go to PE, he didn't go take his ice skating lessons, and that's why he's so clumsy on ice. And right now we're gonna
Yeah.
do what we call boss door clipping. Basically, the sole reason we want this magical boomerang is to do this, to interrupt the entering the boss door animation with another animation, I guess, more or less. and use that to get straight to the mini boss, which is just a regular blue chew. Nothing to say about that.
Yeah, so this is definitely the first time we've seen this boss, and what you have to do is you have to suck his feet,
foot.
which is don't do that. Like that's probably illegal, but if you do that, he will lose his like footing, right, and then he'll fall over, and you can kill him with your sword. Definitely first time we've seen this boss. Anyway, it is like electrical, and somehow that prevents you from sucking
His feet. I mean,
his feet.
would you suck someone's feet if each time you touch it you would get shocked? I mean,
Yeah, I guess not. That is like a pretty good tip if you want to avoid your feet getting sucked.
just put some lightning in you, like some AA or AAA batteries on between
Yeah, yeah.
each of your toes, just to be sure, just in case.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's gonna happen is actually the main event of this race. Right after that, it's the main trick of this route. This route is called Octoclip, and we're going to clip into Octo. In order to do that, there are a newish way. It's been a while now, but let's just say the new way involves a pot and you being in the right pixel and subpixels and rolling in the right frame, which is quite difficult, but at least trying again is quite easy and fast.
Yeah, this method of Octoclip is definitely a lot more forgiving than the old one we had, where every time you fail it, you lose like a minute and a half.
Yep.
This one, you lose about 10 seconds. Much nicer. It is still a frame-perfect trick, but there has been a new setup discovered like last week, I want to say. So let's see if they go for it. Yeah. Nitro's getting a first try.
First
Very
try,
nice.
let's fucking go. This is probably what's gonna secure him the win if Myth doesn't get the trick quick enough. This is a trick where you can easily lose like a few minutes. Well, second try is very good as well.
Second try for Myth, this is amazing.
This is still very close.
Yeah, they're seconds apart.
And so, since they got it quickly enough, they're both going to do Octomanip. For years, it was said to be impossible, and then the legend or Severus of all is Toadhoot came up with a way to manipulate Octo.
Yeah, so depending on how many tries you got for the Octoclip, you'll have to like do different amounts of rolls to manipulate them, get on the right RNG again. Because it's looking fine for both of them so far. Basically, you want to avoid getting an ink attack from Octo.
On the third cycle.
Yeah, that one, if you get it, it loses like 30 seconds. You can get it up to 2 times, depending on the RNG. And Nitro's looking fine. Got
Infamous
it.
8 rolls.
And it looks like it's actually the exact same pattern for Myth as well. So should also be getting zeroing. Very nice.
Let's go.
This is a very close race entering
It's still
the
very close indeed.
last part of the run. That's pretty cool.
I'm beginning to be tense because I've bet like $200 on Nitros and
Yeah.
He's keeping the heart. Okay.
Yeah,
Why
I mean,
not?
he has gotten the heart container earlier, so he's actually gonna be on the same amount of hearts.
Very true and very sensible of him. Myth is
Very
not skipping
smart,
that one.
No, this is like something I wouldn't be thinking about.
Yeah,
if I was
same.
running here. That's why Nitros is just goated, and he's like got us beat by about 100 years.
Because he uses his brain.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
now, for the first time ever, we will be infusing our sword with the elements we got. We were supposed to do this like 30 minutes ago, but we
Yeah.
just didn't. And now we're gonna do it twice in a row, which is very nice. It skips like a whole trip to the sanctuary. It also allows us to skip having to do the guard puzzle, or the... not puzzle, the maze, the guard maze
Yeah.
later on.
Because basically, as times go by, you have the best cutscene in the game. That happens, and the king decided that all kids are not allowed in the castle anymore because castles are for adults, and basically you have to play Metal Gear Solid with Link and like dodge the guards and sneak inside. But Myth and Nitros both hate Metal Gear Solid, which is a shame because that game series is amazing. So they decided to skip that part. And so here, basically, we are putting the power of the earth and fire inside our sword, and then the power of the water. So the real question is, since Link stole all of that, what's left in the world?
Oh, there is still another pedestal to unlock here. The wind was supposed to be in the Fortress of Wind, but it just wasn't there, so...
Yeah.
We'll have to get it in a different... The queen is in a different castle. Kinda...
Instead, we got that lousy musical instrument. That's completely useless.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit late for that joke that Ocarina already proved very useful.
Nitro's mixing up his buttons here.
Yeah, I mean, he put sword on A, and for that he deserves maybe not to lose, but
deserves some time loss.
Some time loss at least. Yep. Tell us in chat: are you equipping sword on A or B? And not for the mods, but everyone saying A can be timeout, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we will be using this ocarina that just... Like, do you think the bird just shows up when it wants and the ocarina actually just doesn't do anything? That's kind of my theory. What if the bird actually hates the sound of the ocarina?
Yeah,
and like...
he's like, make it stop.
Yeah, he tries to just attack Link, but instead Link just, like, holds onto the bird.
Actually, I like that theory.
Alright, let's see the color. Okay, it's gray and white. Well,
I guess both works. But there, so Nitros was really fast, so we didn't get a chance to say what was happening. But here, basically, we do 2 Ocarina glitches on the stairway to bypass those 2 NPCs. So, yeah, not much else to say.
Does save a lot of time. Those 2 Ocarina glitches save like 15 minutes. It's pretty crazy. Or just the first one. The first one saves like 15 minutes. Pretty funny. And this is the worst room in the game. All these P-hats are extremely annoying. Nitro
and
seems
the
to
Star
go
Force
through
as well.
Fine. Yeah. Let's see if Myth can get through the last part. The rest looked fine as well. Yeah.
Let's go.
Seems nice for both runners here.
Oh, actually, we didn't mention that, but funnily enough, that race already happened. Nitros versus Smith a few weeks ago on the winners bracket, and Nitros lost to Myth, and now Myth lost on the semi-finals, which is why he's facing Nitros again. So it's kind of a comeback story for Nitros if he manages to win.
Yeah, he has been beating all of his opponents in the losers bracket, which is pretty cool. Been on a bit of a losers run. So here we use bombs and the lantern to do like a bit of a strat, killing all of these guys, and both of them getting very nice. Finals is Darky. Once again, by the way, I want to say
Yeah.
is the winner of the last. Or is
No,
he the
he
winner? No, he's second place.
he lost to Vlak.
Yeah, okay. But he was in finals last tournament. That was years ago, but he's just kind of the GOAT. And
Yeah,
now
and-
that Black is not with us, okay, now
I
that
mean,
Black is not
he's
in the
not
tournament,
dead, but he's not dead, but he's not playing, and he's from Honduras. So actually, let's just say that it could happen. But yeah, Toad's actually dropped out of the
Yeah.
tournament. And here, Nitro is not doing the strat that Myth does, which I actually like. It's pretty cool. You can just set up and quickly shoot that button.
yeah, and doing that strat does save just a small, like, all these, like, small strats that Myth are doing, and, or, you know, adding up, he's only, like,
A few seconds behind,
a
yeah.
few seconds behind now, after being a little bit more behind earlier on in the run.
Yeah.
Myth definitely having a pretty good
That was kind of close.
second half of the run.
Yep. And so they
But
did
Nitro's
some.
not having a terrible second half either, you know?
Yeah, I
It's
just that
definitely neck and neck.
Myth stepped up since Fortress of Winds, basically. So yeah, they did some angle retention, yada yada, but I mean, that's Palace of Winds, probably the, I don't want to say easiest dungeon, but compared to all the other ones, there's not that much happening. Deep Shrine is easier in the sense that there's no tricks, but then it's harder to really optimize, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you think about this because Depot Shrine is just early on the run, so like small time losses just feel bigger.
Yeah.
Actually, Myth pulling ahead here with Nitros just rolling into the wall a couple of times, so...
And Nitro is gonna grab the ferry for safety.
Oh, and after
And now they
again.
are almost tied, yep.
Wow,
So
this
let's
is-
see who has the better Georgs.
Yeah, Georg, definitely the hardest boss of the normal dungeons.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that can go wrong. Let's see who does have the better fight here. There's a lot of RNG as well. It's gonna be pretty interesting.
Yep. So basically you kill the blues a few times and then the big one in the middle. I like to say that you can negate most of the RNG in that fight as long as you know what you are doing and you react fast enough. Which doesn't mean that you can't like get screwed, of course, but it's
Yeah,
not
it
as
is-
one-sided.
I think it is very easy to get screwed, which is like why a lot of runners hate this boss.
Yeah.
Like things like on the blue one, you can get a one cycle with a spin attack, and then if your position is a little bit off, sometimes you
timing.
just don't get the one cycle.
Yep.
Both of them getting it on this one.
And
And
the
then-
previous one as well.
On this cycle, or on the last cycle, Blue York starts shooting balls at you, and they can just be in really bad spots, like for Nitrous here.
Like that, yeah.
And there are two different eye patterns. Oh my god, wow. How did he touch those?
Some
Oh, yeah. So if you don't hit them enough, you will just get an extra cycle. Myth getting a very good Georg
yeah,
here,
that
by
was
the way.
very solid from Myth.
Nitro sadly losing a bunch of time on the phase there, but he does get the cloneless pattern here, so he doesn't
Yep.
need to...
To clone
use
at the
clone.
end.
Alright, this is looking to be very interesting going into...
Dark Arrow Castle.
Definitely, Dark Hollow Castle, definitely a very hard dungeon. Probably
mean,
the
it's-
hardest execution-wise Also, much longer than all the other dungeons, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. But mainly because of the boss, because the dungeon, like entering DHC, like after getting your sword until beginning the manip is like 7 minutes, 7.5 maybe, and a good, boss rush kind of thing is around 7 minutes as well.
Yeah.
And seeing how close this is, definitely still anyone's race.
Yeah, interestingly, Myth opting to skip the heart container after House of Winds and Nitrous cutting it for a bit of safety, which is definitely fair. And DHC, there's like enemies that can hit you for like a full heart, and then the Darknets have some attacks that can hit you for a lot of health. So, not a terrible idea to grab the heart.
And so we were saying earlier that there's only one Minish, but there's something very weird happening. Actually, Eslo was a Minish, he's not just a weird duck, and Vali was the Minish apprentice of Eslo. So the only logical explanation is that the only Minish is Eslo, and is having multiple personalities, and is actually like at war with himself.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like he's like acting this out, playing two characters at once. It's kind of like very, maybe it's just like a story that he tells, and it's just a depiction.
Yeah, either that, or since Minish live like to be a few hundred years old, that's what awaits every living organism that lives that long. At some point, you just start to get insane or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that Aslo is
definitely insane.
Yeah, for sure. But we finally get the Force Sword, the Golden Sword, just amazing. We can finally unstone things. Link is gonna break like a 1,000-year-old tablet.
Yeah. Just because he can. I mean, after destroying the environment and sucking out the power of earth, fire, water, and wind, what is left to destroy except like magical stuff?
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Like, you gain a new power and then you just like instantly want to just destroy everything. I think it says a lot about Link's character.
I mean, just like in all the Metroid games, now you can use bombs. All right, I'm gonna use bomb to destroy everything.
Yeah.
And so we get the same intro because back then in 2004, kids were not that bright. So after 1 hour and 15 minutes, it was very, very much needed to remind them what the story was. You wouldn't see that nowadays with a Gen Z, of course. And so, Vali is like, I was hidden behind the window or something. I don't know, I don't read Japanese.
Yeah,
But anyway, the main thing you have to know that it's all your fault, you, the player. And so the castle is now entirely evil, more or less.
Yeah. Vadi did decide to just like stone a couple more people, but we now have the power to sober them up, unstone them.
Yeah.
So we will be doing that. This guard is just randomly staying in the way. I think if he wasn't there, we would just like completely ignore them.
Definitely.
What the hell is that strap from Myth? I've never seen that before.
I don't know.
That looked insanely cool. I'm doing a little subpixel setup here. and then getting on the right pixel and doing the stair clip.
No,
We
that's
actually
not-
just didn't talk about this in Pausa Wins, but
We did not, yeah, but basically you go on the right pixel with the right subpixel and you can dash through and stay on the second layer.
yeah, okay. Nitro's
Like
having
that.
a bit of trouble there with the moblin that can just get in the way, but
Mm-hmm.
he still got a first try, which is very nice.
And now another very important trick. If you
Mm.
don't get this, well,
This might be the most
shame on you.
important trick in the run.
We call it cannonless because that name makes no sense. The idea is to,
It's
well, like
because
that.
like,
You don't do
lessen the
the
cannons.
cannons.
Yeah.
You don't the cannons.
Yep.
So yeah, the
Let's see
idea
if
is to
Nitrous
use the
can get it.
bombs. Use a bomb to, well,
Alright, easy.
yeah, let's go.
Pretty much just the easiest, you know,
Easiest
trick
trick.
in the run. Never failed.
Never.
Yeah, so we need 4 keys to unlock the boss key, and we're just gonna kind of go around in this dungeon. There is this key right here, which we are supposed to use for getting down through the door we just went through earlier, but we can just take it and use it for the boss key. And also, with Ocarina Glitch, it allows us to go up on the walls again and just walk to 2 more keys, which we're just gonna do here. Yeah. They're just gonna get the left key here in the left tower. It's gonna grab some bombs. Because
why
we do
not?
need them. Well,
The thing I'm curious about is, do you think they know if they are in the lead or not? Or do they know how close it is? Or are they just like
well,
both thinking, oh my god, I
Myth
screwed up so much, I have to...
was in the chat after Pausa wins, so maybe he did catch a glimpse of how close it was after that.
Maybe.
I don't know, I'm not
Okay.
sure what Nitros.
Okay, people quick, everybody say how Nitros is beginning to fight Vadi, so that Myth think is way behind. That will motivate him to go faster.
Well,
Ooh, that was like the first pixel.
yeah.
And so I think there Myth is trying to do a malip because he wants to go left side after the blue warp, and yeah, that was really pretty
Very
good.
nice chat.
But yeah, for the last key, you actually have 2 options now. You can go right side or left side, and left side we are more RNG dependent.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Stalfos in the room and they can just go in the way. If you do get it, it is like 4 seconds faster than the right side. But it's
Yeah,
not looking
seeing-
like this is a mana from Myth.
Yeah, seeing those enemies. Nitro's having a stroke over his menuing, but it's okay. We've all been there.
Yeah, so you were gonna see that Nitrous didn't pick up bombs. It is fine. The one thing that will happen though is that during his body man-up he will get like a shell from the drops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't affect the man-up at all, but it's just like another text box.
Mm.
Unless he already got a shell in the run, which I don't know. I don't think he did. Both of them getting the quick kill there. Very nice.
And they're like
Looks very cool.
maybe like 5 seconds apart right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's see if he gets the left side strat fast. So if he does get hit by like the Stalfos, or if they're like in the way or anything, it can be all the time save he has. Both getting nice RNG there on the guy, the Dark Nuts, that's what he's called.
It is what
it's
it's
looking
called.
good for... Oh, yeah. So the Stalfus was right in the spot, and now they're tied again. Oh my god.
Yep, and there,
Wow.
Nitro's caught up a little bit. They're like down to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe
this is
not to the
insane.
frame, but
Pretty much tied going into body man-up.
everything is going to be decided on that man-up.
Yeah, Nitro's pulling like a second ahead here with this cheater console, but it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, see there, Nitro's getting the shell. And Myth is gonna grab some heart, which is fair enough.
So, which manips are they both doing is the real question.
I think both of them are gonna try Myth's manup.
Oh, really?
From what I know. Maybe not. Myth did a different strat here. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Myth is on PB pace. Nitros is not, I think. But we'll see how this goes. Body matchup is definitely something you can very easily mess up.
Yeah, and lose time on the 81 or 2 or even 3.
Yeah. Both of them seem to get the matchup here going into Darknets, so let's see.
Okay, so Myth is getting his own manip. Apparently.
Both of them getting Darknets.
Alright,
very good. Like tied
from
again.
Nitros.
Oh no, okay. Nitros a bit ahead, and he has Gustar equipped.
Yeah, so both manips are still going on for Valley 1, and then Valley 2 and 3.
Well,
will follow.
3, but yeah.
I mean, so let us see.
This is gonna be so devastating if one of them messes it up here.
Oh yeah, that's almost a death sentence.
Yeah.
So basically, if you don't manip, with this boss, you need to hit each high once and then 6 times per cycle for the first 3, and then there's 2 more cycles where the eye have some rock protection, which is why you need the Ghost Jar to suck the rock off the eyes. And if you are unlucky, Vaidi is going to teleport. It can teleport a lot. But so far, so good.
Both of them are looking very good.
Insanely
Nitros
very
getting
good,
body
both
one.
of them.
Oh, Myth getting missing 1 slash, and that kills the mana.
And
so
that
Nitros is gonna be able to continue the mana into Vadi 2. Wow. While Myth is gonna have to do mana plus Vadi 2, which can be super... Probably gonna lose a lot of time here, and...
Yep.
It's not completely over until it's over, but
let's say that Nitros is he's already more or less done with second cycle, and there's just 1 more for Valley 2.
Yeah.
And that looks like Vlax's manip, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Black's manip actually.
Well, that was a very good Valley 2. It's not over, but I feel like it is kind of over.
Yep. Oh yeah, Myth getting hit by this purple stuff, and
insane Valley 2.
is just gonna pull ahead here. So unfortunate, really. Just 1 slash short of killing Vadi 1 and having the manip continue.
Yeah.
And
right now, unless something terrible happens in Valley 3 for Nitros, it's pretty much impossible to recover from Myth.
Yeah, just getting trolled by the purple stuff, and then Vadi goes to the left.
Yep. That boss fight is definitely the kind of boss where the longer it goes on, the harder it becomes. So you really want to do some damage control each step of the fight. But yeah, I don't think even an awful Valley 3 could change much in the issue of this race.
Yeah.
Unless Nitros dies. I mean, the thing is, nobody ever died on Valley 3, especially with 19 hearts while doing a 100% run.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would be a world premiere.
Yeah, I mean,
basically.
the most he'll lose to, like, bad RNG is maybe, like, 30 seconds, but it's...
Also, nobody ever softlock on Valley 3.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that just wouldn't happen in this amazing game. Nitro's getting a bit of a bad RNG here, getting the right arm to be right in... Oh my god.
Actually...
Nitro's gonna have to be very careful here.
Yeah, but he's using Boomerang to be safe, which is a good idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Both of them he might get another hit. Okay. He's fine. He's fine.
Still ahead by a considerable amount, even though that's slight. Roll from body.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Myth also getting the wrong arm. That's just entirely RNG at this point. But he was not in the way. Oh god, Nitros, please. Nitros now.
He's right.
3/4 heart. Oh, he missed. He didn't kill the thing. Okay.
It's alright. From now on, it's 40 seconds until the end, unless, well, he misses some volleys, but that shouldn't happen.
Nitro's on pace for a sub 130 here. Very amazing. Oh, did Myth almost get portal items there? That looked really weird. I don't know. I didn't look.
No, I didn't pay attention either, but
oh my
actually,
god, Myth is on the quarter heart
no,
and he dies. No.
Well, let's just see if Nitros doesn't screw anything up. It would have not made a difference on the issue of the race, but it was a PB pace for him, which is quite unfortunate. Well, it was not PB, after.
Oh, what is Nitros doing?
No, Nitros, what are you doing?
Nitros choking the sub 130 here, but he should be fine.
Double electric.
Just don't get hit by the electric balls, and okay. And yeah, that's it for Nitros. GG.
That's done.
Wow.
The end was pretty eventful. Let's put it like that. But now I wonder.
Sad way for this race to end. It was a really amazing race, honestly. And to have it end like that is a bit sad, but congrats to Nitros. Moving on to grand finals to face Darky.
And congrats to Myth for a really good display, honestly, even an amazing display of skill.
Yeah.
I could never. Hello.
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 Wow.
Hello. Well, congratulations for that very good run, Myth. Honestly, that was really good.
Yeah, I had some.
That was a run. That's like it was one of those runs where you just bleed time everywhere really slowly, and you just want to reset at like the beginning of the run, but then for some reason you just don't fail anything for the rest of the run, and then pour it back.
Yeah, the second half was quite amazing.
Hello,
honestly,
Nitros.
From both of you, GG's Nitros. Amazing
G
run
to the
as well.
G.
That was honestly, it was a great race. Both of you guys having decent, alright early games, and then failing the gauntlet, and then pretty much just being like neck to neck from the end of Fortress of Winds.
Yeah, it was very, very close, and you actually started the manip like synced down to half a second.
Actually synced, which was crazy. Very unfortunate about that body one there.
So
yeah, one of my slashes just didn't register on it. It was a perfect fight otherwise.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm
at
really,
the end with 33, I wouldn't have died if I got the portal items. If I just held down instead of
Yeah.
if I just shrunk straight away, I would have just spawned inside the arm and I would have been on enough health to survive. But yeah, I didn't notice. Yeah, I just got super unlucky with that electric hit.
Yeah.
I could have finished out, but I think Nitros was ahead, so I think they would have had it anyway.
Yeah, after Wadi won, Nitros got the full value man up, so
Nice, yeah, GG's.
yeah.
sorry, yeah. It would have been very interesting if I actually got hit by one of the electric bolts at the end there, and
Yeah, and you
would have
both
been just
died.
top 10 funny race endings.
But
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this run. Did you also get first try octo clip then?
he got
Second try.
second. Yeah.
Wow.
It was like
I think I golded Palace.
yeah, that Palace of Winds was amazing. Also, just really good York fight as well.
I
That was
golded by what? That's insane. I golded by like 3 seconds. What?
Wow. Yeah, well, it was really good.
And I'm really not sure what happened to me in this run. The early game was perfectly fine, and then as soon as I entered Fortress of Winds, it's like something like possessed me. I don't know.
It's the gauntlet. Something always fails.
Yeah, but like
Myth failing the Kinstone man up, and then you failing Armor Sandwich, and then you were just caught up again.
it's crazy. Like I kept doing these mistakes where like the same millisecond that I am doing the wrong input, I know that like why am I doing this? This is not what you're supposed to do. Like on the what's it called? The manip for the Kinstone after the Dark Nut, I just completely like mix up the two methods to do the slashes, and then on the Armos clip, I guess I just did the wrong RNG and I almost messed up the damage boost as well. I was surprised it still worked. And then on like the S-slow buffering,
yeah, that part was so interesting because
in my brain I kept going like, oh yeah, this is the good frame, and then I did another. I kept doing buffers for some reason. I don't know what my hands were really doing.
It was really funny because you failed Eslo buffering, and then Myth pulled ahead, but then Myth walked into the Eslo trigger and messed up the OG, and by the time he did the OG again, Nitros was ahead again. It was so
okay.
The race was really like, you guys might think your runs were like bad or whatever, but the race was truly amazing, I think.
Besides the mid game, I think I lost a ton of time, then it was okay. I was pretty nervous during Vladimir, so I'm glad I still pulled it off.
Yeah. Well, you will be moving on to the grand finals against Darky. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I am not ready.
Yeah, Darky is an insanely strong opponent for sure.
Yeah, but listen, Nitros, if you PayPal me $50, I will go party with Darky the night before he has to race, and he will be too drunk to be able to play good.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Deal?
Oh, yeah. Deal?
No, we're not having that.
Okay, we are obviously joking.
Well, it's gonna be
I wasn't
quite an
joking.
exciting race for sure.
All right, any shout out, Myth and Nitros?
Shout outs
to Echoes of Wisdom speedrunning that I'm going to go retire to now. Minish cat.
We lost him. It's over. What will we do with that mess?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing. I don't know.
Right. Well, thank you to the runners, GG to both of them, and Nitros for winning. Thank you to ZSR for hosting this amazing race. And yeah, that's
Thanks
it.
for the commentary.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
GGs,
commentary,
thanks,
indeed.
everyone.
GG's to both of you. Thank you to everybody involved. And let's look forward to the grand finals. They will be happening soon. Find out the dates in the next 3 days. Until then, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good evening, good day, and see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.